grow spiritually because of the experience. Just that simple. The experience. So now understanding and benefit to what benefit and that we are born, but it's the experience. Piano, that's new. Humans been on the planet long before pianos, before jazz. That's not your purpose, and we think that we have purposes within the time frame that we are born, but that would just basically discount everybody that was born before us because that stuff wasn't there. And you can't put it in context to the time we were born. You have to put it in an overall context that makes sense, that would be to what benefit, because, how would this stuff benefit anything? So understanding now, we're in this new age, new era, to where now things are kept and people can get inspiration, benefit, physically from stuff that came before us that will help us grow spiritually because of the experience. Just that simple, the experience. So now understanding consciously, in order for our consciousness to grow, we must get new experiences. That's it. That's everything right there. That's it. There's no more. Everything is about your experience. In order to grow consciously, you need to experience new shit. Let that take you where it's going to take you, because it's going to take you far. You need new experiences. So just think about everything. We'll get into this. Keep going. But that's everything. You need to really contemplate, experiences. Experiences changes everything. An experience can change the way you feel. You truly don't know something until you experience it. So all these people, I was born to be a teacher. I was born to be a doctor. I was born to do this. And then now, you're doing it, and then there's still something missing. People are not fulfilled in things they think they're meant to do. And people think, because my dad was rich and he ran a, restaurant chain, my purpose is to pick up the mantle and pick up where, dad, started this whole family business and pick up with the family business and run it. That's my purpose, right? And then you have these kids that rebel. And we don't understand, of course, because we say, you stupid. And I would just live off daddy's money. But that's in them, that this is wrong. This is not my purpose. So remember, in the movie, you had those lost souls. What were the lost souls back on earth? The lost souls were stuck in a rat race, stuck at their job, not fulfilling any type of purpose beneficial to their spirit, their soul. You're working. Your purpose is not to play jazz. Your purpose is not to be an actor, a rapper, a fucking YouTube sensation or a stripper or what have you. It's not your purpose. And then when you give your life to these things that have no spiritual meaning, you're not growing spiritually at all. You're dooming yourself. You're going to become a demon and be reincarnated and come back. It's just that simple. You're not going to the great beyond, which Jerry alluded to in the movie. Oh, this is not the great beyond. So there's more to it. The majority of people is going to hit that big bug zapper and come back as the new soul, which is what we've seen. We didn't even see what else was there. Obviously, there's a bunch of Jerrys, and Jerry's is consciousness. Where do Jerrys come from? That's the question. People do stuff for a material gain. People do all this stuff for money or for what have you. And we get so consumed by the money and materials that we forget spirituality completely. Now, it's okay to love something and have a passion for something and want to do something. That's your love of. You have a love of something, you want to do it, it makes you feel good. There's nothing wrong with that. But you can't get caught up in it. You can't lose yourself to it and forget all spirituality. Think about that. So in the movie, Joe, remember, Joe was so passionate about jazz. You had this grown ass man, girlfriend, living, weird, and mom still looking out for him, and he was so consumed with jazz, and he didn't even really understand what was going on with his barber. See his barber all the time. His barber was obviously a cool dude, and he didn't know the personal stuff about his barber that his barber was going through, because every time he came and sat in the chair, he was talking about jazz. And Barber had like cool shit and personal stuff. And when he heard it, him being in that cat body and being on the outside, when he heard it, all the personal stuff was about his barber, it made him look at his own life like, damn, I'm consumed by it. And then same thing with his mom. He didn't realize, thought his mom was just hating, and his mom didn't want him doing jazz because he was wasting his life. But, he realized that no, your mom don't want you to go down the same route as your father, basically, because your father was consumed with jazz and mom basically played most of the bills because your dad was trying to do this whole jazz thing. He didn't even understand that part of it. And he was so consumed by jazz and thinking that this is his purpose that it cost him his life almost, not even paying attention, concerned about his jazz gig and filling a damn sewer hole. And think about that. We get so consumed about material stuff. Here you have this man, Joe, he died. He goes to, the afterlife. And I mean, that's it. He understands, he knows, dude, there's an afterlife. This is what's going on, so on and so forth. And all he wants to do is get back to jazz. Forget all this. So much so that he's in the afterlife and he's trying to cheat his way back into his body to go play jazz. I mean, that's an addiction like a mother. He loved it that much. And then when it hit him and he realized that, it's not all about just jazz. And I've missed so many experiences, missed so much. Even the girl, one of his students, like she was having issues, struggling with it. And she just wanted him to really reassure her that it is what it is. And, 22 being in his body reassured her and she kept with, jazz. But experience is what it's all about. So it gave me the flashbacks of him and 22 and the experience they had. And then he realized that was the spark. And he was saying to 22, no, you only got your earth pass because of me. And you was in my body and you fell in love with jazz. And it was jazz that the reason why you got your earth pass and so on and so forth. Not understanding that it wasn't jazz. It was the experience of life. It's why 22 got the pass. And that's what she loved, life, the experience of it. That's what it's trying to give you and convey to you in the movie. And it's dope, but deeper. It's 22. So let's get into 22 again. I'll go back to it. So 22 is clearly a